You honestly think you can build an agency from this spare bedroom? Look at you, Mark. You are carrying debt from a community college diploma that went nowhere. Without my salary paying the rent, you would literally be sleeping in your car within a month.
I have 3 clients lined up, Jess. It takes time to scale. If you just give it 6 months...
6 months? I have been funding your pipe dreams for 3 years. I am done carrying dead weight. I met with a real estate agent this morning. The lease is in my name anyway. I am packing up my half and I suggest you figure out where you are going to go before the end of the week. Because I'd never make it this far dragging someone like you behind me.
You think this is me dragging you down?
I know it is. You'll never make it without me, Mark. Nobody ever does without a safety net, and yours ran out years ago. The venture capital firm in Singapore just wired the Series A funding. The platform acquisition is officially cleared.
Good. Have legal draft the restructuring agreements for the regional managers. I want everything finalized before the board meeting on Thursday.
Will do. By the way, downstairs security called. There's a visitor at the front desk asking for you by name. Refused to leave until someone spoke with her.
Did she give a name?
Jessica. Said she used to live with you back on Maple Street.
Tell security to escort her out of the building. We don't take walk-ins.
Right away. I'll make sure building security notes her name so she doesn't get past the turnstiles again.
Appreciate it, Sarah. Let's keep our focus on the Singapore deliverables. If the international transition slips by an hour, it throws off our entire Q3 distribution schedule.
I'm just trying to understand the timeline, Jess. 4 years ago, you had a thriving consulting firm, prime real estate, and a partner who was supposedly holding you back from your true potential. Now you're calling me on a Tuesday night because your landlord is threatening eviction and your cards are blocked? It's not just the cards, Clara. My primary business account was frozen this morning by the merchant processor due to a chargeback audit. And my largest corporate client pulled their retainer because their internal restructuring eliminated external vendor contracts. It's a cascading failure. One domino fell, and the rest just collapsed right behind it. Dominoes don't fall by accident, Jessica. You built that entire house of cards on momentum, not solid foundation. I told you back when you left Mark that you were cutting ties out of pure arrogance. You thought because you were the breadwinner in a cramped apartment, your earning power was bulletproof. I was right to leave. Mark was stagnant. He was spending all his time staring at a laptop in a spare bedroom, writing code and chasing venture capital ghosts that were never going to materialize. I had bills to pay, Clara. Real bills. Rent, insurance, overhead. I couldn't afford to wait around for a man who didn't even have a functioning savings account. Did you? Or did you just use his lack of immediate success to justify your own need for control? You needed someone who made you feel secure by comparison. The moment he started showing actual ambition, it threatened your fragile sense of superiority. So you manufactured an ultimatum and walked out the door with your designer luggage, telling him he'd never make it without your paycheck. Don't throw my own words back in my face. You think I haven't replayed that conversation 1,000 times in my head? Every time a payment fails, every time my assistant calls asking if payroll cleared, I hear myself saying those exact words. You'll never make it without me. I just wanted him to look at me. I wanted him to see that I was right to push him, even if the method was harsh. I wanted him to validate the years I invested in him. He doesn't owe you validation, Jess. He owes you nothing at all. And that is the hardest pill you're ever going to swallow. You built your entire identity on being the architect of his life, and now you have to face the terrifying truth. He built his empire completely outside of your blueprint, and he didn't need a single piece of you to do it. Mark. My God. I didn't think security wouldn't let me up, so I had to tell them I was an old business partner.
You didn't lie entirely. We used to share a space, though mine had a leaky radiator and yours had a view of a brick wall. You called it dead weight, Jessica. If I remember correctly, you said I'd never make it out of that spare bedroom without your paycheck paying for my groceries.
We were young. We said things we didn't mean when we were stressed. Look, my venture capital firm restructured last month. I'm between portfolios right now, and my liquidity is tied up in some real estate assets. I just need a bridge loan, $50,000 to clear my accounts. With your backing, I can relaunch my consultancy by next quarter. We could do great things together again. Look at my hands, Mark. Look at me. I haven't slept in 3 days. My creditors are calling every 20 minutes. Every asset I bought, every piece of real estate I leveraged, it's all being foreclosed on. You have millions sitting in venture backing and a portfolio that clears more in a week than I used to make in a year. $50,000 to you is nothing.
You're right about one thing, Jessica. $50,000 is nothing to me. But giving it to you would imply that your emergency is somehow my responsibility. Or worse, that your failure validates your old philosophy.
It's not about philosophy. It's about history. We spent 3 years building a life together in that apartment. I was the one who pushed you out of bed every morning when your code kept crashing and your clients were ghosting you. I was the one who told you that the world doesn't reward comfort. If I hadn't been hard on you, if I hadn't laid down that law, you would still be sitting in that spare bedroom staring at a dead monitor. You owe me the chance to recover, the same way I gave you the runway to figure out who you were.
The day you packed your designer bags and walked out that door, you didn't leave a legacy behind. You left a vacancy.
And you filled it! Look at this place, look at what you became! You survived, Mark, you proved every single thing I said was wrong. Isn't that enough? Doesn't the fact that you won mean you can afford to show a little bit of grace to the person who stood beside you when your name meant nothing?
Grace? Where was your grace when I sat on that secondhand mattress on Maple Street trying to figure out how to pay for a $40 domain name while you mocked my business plan over takeout? Where was your grace when you told me to my face that I was a deadweight anchor dragging you down into poverty? You didn't mind my absence when I was invisible, Jessica. You only care about my presence now that my name is printed on the front page of financial journals. You are a stranger, Jessica. The girl who lived on Maple Street died the day she walked out that door believing she was the sole architect of my future. And the woman standing in my office right now is just a ghost haunting a life she was never meant to inhabit.
Please, Mark, just a bridge loan. Just enough to keep the bank from seizing my home. I'll sign an agreement. I'll pay back every cent with interest. I'll work under you. I'll do whatever it takes. Just don't let me drown.
The city is full of people drowning, Jessica. And 4 years ago, you taught me a very valuable lesson about how the strong survive. I suggest you go out there and remember it.
Mark, please. Look at me. I'm the same person who believed in you when you were nothing. Don't do this. Don't look at me like I'm a stranger.
You aren't a stranger, Jessica. You're the exact person you've always been. The only difference is that back then, you believed your success was the ceiling and mine was the floor.
You're punishing me because I left. Because I didn't wait.
No, Jessica, I'm not punishing you at all. Punishment implies I care enough to exact revenge. The truth is, I haven't thought about you in years, not until security called my desk downstairs. And you were right about one thing. I couldn't have built any of this with you. Security will escort you out downstairs. Have a safe trip home, Jessica.